everybody! I'm here today to talk to you about 8 driving test day mistakes to avoid. That's right, I'll be going over 8 driving test day mistakes that you should most definitely avoid. Don't do these things on the day of your driving test. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. Mistake number 1 is forgetting your paperwork. I cannot tell you the number of people that have reached out to me and messaged me saying that they went to take their driving test and they went inside, they were all ready to go, they had practiced, and they forgot their paperwork. And there wasn't enough time to go home and get it, so they had to reschedule for weeks or months later, okay? Do not forget your paperwork. What I would recommend, get your paperwork days or weeks early, place them right inside of a pair of shoes and leave that pair of shoes at the door. And then the day of your driving test, make sure that you wear those shoes. And that's how you can avoid forgetting your paperwork. Mistake number 2, drinking too much water. That's right, it's good to stay hydrated. I love drinking water. I try and drink at least about 3 liters of water a day. However, if it was on the day of my driving test, I would definitely drink the majority of that water after the test. I'll tell you why. You drink too much water in the morning, you're taking the test, you gotta use the bathroom during the test. You know, it might not work out in your favor. It might make you nervous. It might postpone the test, whatever the case is. Don't drink too much water. Definitely drink water and stay hydrated, but don't drink too much water. Mistake number 3, jam-packing your day. So what you don't want to do is pack too much stuff inside of your day, okay? For the day of the driving test, you literally want to plan nothing else other than the driving test itself. I cannot emphasize that enough. Listen, I'm a busy guy, okay? I have kids, I have a wife, I have a family, I have an online business, I have a full-time job, I have a gym schedule. I'm a busy guy. But if I had to take my driving test again, I would clear out the entire day because that clears out your mind for the day, which will make you more likely to pass the test because you have a nice clear mind and a clear conscience. Now with that being said, you know, just jam-pack your next day and jam-pack the day before the driving test. But the day of the driving test, do not jam-pack your day. Honestly, I would recommend planning nothing else that day, because then if the driving test is delayed a little bit, you're still gonna feel okay. You're not gonna feel rushed when you're actually doing the test if you start later than you should have started. Okay, so that was number 3. Jam-packing your day is most definitely a mistake. Number 4 is leaving right on time. This is a huge mistake that unfortunately way too many people make, not only for the driving test, but to be honest with you, in everyday life. People leave at the last minute. I'll give you an example right now. I'm going to an appointment for my shoulder. Okay, I blew out my rotator cuff. I had a partial tear in my rotator cuff, my supraspinatus muscle, to be specific, and I left right now about 50 minutes early, and the place is only 50 minutes from my house. Like, it's gonna take me 50 minutes to get there. I left half an hour before the appointment, just because I get there early and I could just film in the parking lot. Leave earlier. If you leave right on time, you're gonna rush. Not only might you be late potentially, but you're gonna have to rush there, which means that like when you get there, even if you're there on time, you're like, you're all messed up, okay? So leave early, don't leave right on time. That's a massive, massive mistake, okay? Mistake number 5 is being tired. Get a nice full night's sleep beforehand, okay? Not only the night before, but several nights before. Okay, believe me, when I went for my driving test, I was young, you know, I was having fun, I was doing a little bit of partying, but with that being said, when it came to my driving test, just get a good night's sleep the night before, 2, 3, 4, 5 nights before as well, okay? You want your mind to be functioning at 100% of its potential, because if you're lacking something, then what can happen is, unfortunately, oh, what's going on here? There's a cop right there, got the sirens on, no, had the lights on, but it's not, okay. I don't know why I always get nervous, like what I'm doing is absolutely legal, right? Like I'm not touching the camera as I film, I'm just talking, and I'm paying attention to the road, but every time I see a police officer, I'm like, I get all nervous when I shouldn't. Like, I have a ridiculously clean driving record, okay? I have nothing wrong, but I always get nervous, especially when the sirens are on, right? The lights are on. Anyways, number 5 was being tired, which is a huge mistake. Don't allow yourself to get tired, okay? Just Get a good night's sleep. You want your mind to be functioning at absolutely 100%. Number 6 is letting your nerves control your driving. Now, don't get me wrong. You're gonna be nervous, 1,000%, and that's normal. All that being nervous means is that you care about the outcome of whatever it is that you're nervous about, okay? So being nervous is a good thing. It means you care, it means you really wanna pass. However, being nervous and then being overly nervous are two different things. You don't wanna let your nerves affect your driving or control your driving. It's fine to be nervous, but make sure that your driving skills are still operating as if you are just driving regularly. You know, if I'm nervous, let's say I'm going for an interview or something and I'm really nervous, you know, I can still drive normally. And that's what you want to be. You want to be nervous, which is a good thing. Keeps you on your tippy toes, right? Keeps you on nicely on edge. But you don't want to let it control your driving because that's going to be a problem for you. It can be a problem for you. Not guaranteed, but it can be a problem for you. Number 7 on this list, the 7th driving test day mistake to avoid is bringing friends to watch you do your test or wait for you. Now, in some places, they're gonna allow your friends to sit in the back seat if you want. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't be cool, like, oh, my friends watch me pass my test. Yeah, or they might watch you fail your test. And it's probably gonna put more pressure on you, which you don't need. You're already nervous enough. Don't bring your friends in the car with you, and don't bring your friends and let them wait for you, because that's almost even worse. Because then, like, they're waiting for you, and if you fail, like, there's all that pressure that you don't need. You're already gonna be nervous enough. Don't add to the nerves, because then it might affect your driving in a negative way. Okay? Last but not least is mistake number 8 to avoid on the driving test day, which is not checking your car. This is a huge, huge mistake. Now, I recommend checking your car several days before the driving test, but also the day of the driving test. Because, you know, several days before the test, maybe your brake light works. The day of the test, you know, maybe your brake light burnt out. And you should know that, because then you can run to the local hardware store, get a new brake light, and replace it quickly. It's not hard to do, right? If you are using your driving instructor's car, which I did and which a lot of people do, then make sure that they're checking. Look, another cop. Is everything okay in the area? What's happening here? Is everything okay? Tell me the scoop, please. All right, anyways, if you're using your driving instructor's car, then just ask them nicely. They'll probably do it anyways, but there's no harm in saying, ask them nicely if they can check the car. Wow. This is a Genesis. I'm not the massive fan of the Hyundai Genesis, but what an exhaust this baby has. Let's just see if we can hear it here. Let me hear it. Vroom, baby! Rip it! Let's hear it! Anyways, oh yeah, there you go. You know what? Never fails. You go up beside a car, a guy or a girl with an exhaust, you go up beside them and never fails. If you want to hear an exhaust, just go beside the car and they're going to go ahead of you and you'll be able to hear it. All right, anyways, that's it. Those are 8 driving test day mistakes to avoid. And also, sorry about the Genesis, it's not that I don't like them. They've never been the car that I would get. They can be really good. They're good bang for your buck, good amount of power, good look to them. Just not for me. Just to clarify, in case you have a Genesis, I still like the car. I personally wouldn't get one. Maybe, we'll see in the future. Anyways, that's it. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.